Welcome everybody back to Books in Motion, guys. It was kind of a weird start there, but this video, we're gonna try to see if it's better to go from air-to-water intercoolers to air-to-air intercoolers. But before I get into the video, if you guys are subscribed to this channel, please be a part of the Boost in Motion like squad because you already subscribed to the channel, so why not? Also, always can be completely honest with y'all, the likes help out your fellow YouTubers. If you want that YouTuber to continue to grow, always hit the like button. Guys, I really, really appreciate it. But anyways, guys, you already know what to do. Let's hit that intro. Welcome everybody back to Boost in Motion, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. So welcome back everybody. Now, I already shot this video a couple days ago, and now I have to make an update to it. So rather than make two videos, it's all going to be compiled into one. Now, I'm going to show off two different companies here, Bonnie and Clyde, and VPF Tuning. And it seems like the shop is Elite Performance TX, right? These are going to be the two different companies. And I like to see two different companies actually go back and forth with things because I think it benefits us as the end user because one, it makes things more cost efficient, and two, they're always going to try to do out each other. So we benefit. So what is the deal here? What is it? I already made a video showing that these two companies are now making air-to-air kits for our cars. If anyone that doesn't know, the VR30 uses an air to water intercooler system. Pretty much the way to cool down the charge air or the boost temperature, we use air to water intercoolers, which brings down those charges, which means we have less knock and stuff like that. So majority of companies, including AMS, what they chose to do was try to make the stock units more efficient, which means add more coolant to the system. Think about it like this: if you had a cup of water, right? It's easier to warm a cup of water over your flame compared to a 5-gallon fish tank of water. It'll take a lot longer, correct? So if you add enough coolant to the system, this would actually negate and have consistent charge attempts over time. But what happens with this is, depending on your air temp outside, DA, and also these two air to water intercoolers sit right on top of the engine bay, there's still something called radiant heat. And over time, depending on how much pulls will go on, guess what happens? That coolant charge or charge attempts will start getting hotter, and the coolant will start getting hotter and hotter. And sooner enough, the car won't perform as consistent as from the first pull or first run, right? And when you sit there and think about this, if you're going to apply this type of air to water intercooler system to, let's say, a track, right? An actual full-fledged track, how efficient would it really be? It's one thing to make a car go down a drag strip in 10 to 11 seconds, but it's another thing to actually take it to an actual track. So when you compare that to, let's say, S5 S55 M3 or an EMG car, they do use air to water intercooler systems, OEM, but they design it that it's supposed to work with the airflow and keep those consistent temps. And plus, there's ways of tuning that can make it consistent, right? So, anyways, let me stop talking about all this jargon. Let's jump into a couple of companies, and I'm gonna do a couple of screen shares. All right, I'm gonna put the links below to the companies that I'm using on the IG. So definitely, guys, go follow them. All right, now the first one we're gonna show is who pretty much started it all. I mean, honestly, they started it all. They basically threw the first stone at the in the glass house, and that's why we're here now. We're gonna insert boom BPF tuning. I believe Bentley. Shout out to you, brother. Much love. So I'm just gonna start with the most recent update that came out today. Let's take a look. Bang, 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 bang. And the car made 533 in this dyno pull. So if you take a look at the dyno graph, from what I can see here, I'm seeing about three pulls, 330, 536 to 540. They're saying that this is now technically the new stock turbo record. Um, and the car pretty much they're running E85. They added the high pressure fuel pump. Usually you add this when you're going to that E40, E50 mix, and they upgrade the in-tank pump, and boom, this is where they're at. Now, I see that there's maybe some other pulls down below there. I see a 540 one down there, somewhere down there. So they might have had a couple more pulls. Why should you guys even really care about this? Here's why you guys should care. All right, let me just tap back out with this. Stop that screen share. This is why you guys should care about this. Depending on the ethanol percentage, it really doesn't matter if it's, well, or at least the tuner stated that if it goes above 565, E70 and plus, it really is not much more beneficial. But the reason why this is actually very beneficial for the platform is right now, if you wanted to get the same modifications and tune on an air to water intercooler system, even with AMS heat exchanger, flex fuel tank, expansion tank, and everything like that, guess what happens? You're going to be right around, depending on the DA outside and the temperature, you should be making about 480 at the lowest to about 500 wheel, maybe right around that threshold, 490 to 510. Let's leave it right there, right? On stock injectors, upgraded high pressure fuel pump, low pressure fuel pump, and other modifications. Knowing that now that there's an air to air kit you can upgrade, which could yield you another 50 wheel horsepower. This puts you in a whole different platform. And what I mean by that is, here's an example. If the B58 war, B58 still use their stock air to water intercooler kit, which is technically the intake manifold. And when they're tuned on E40, they make about 515 to about almost like 540 wheel horsepower. So that makes us better competitors versus the competitor. But also on top of that, shout out to Hussein Racebox. I sent him a couple texts and I asked him about tuning these cars because I'm gonna shout out this other company right now, Bonnie and Clyde. Now, Bonnie and Clyde, their official tuner is going to be Hussein from Go Racebox, and from what he told me in his experience with tuning on these air-to-air kits, let me just drop some videos and show some videos from Bonnie and Clyde. This is the way they designed theirs. Hot stock, high pressure fuel pump. This is on E30. All right, let me see. They're on the E30 mix, so they didn't do the high pressure fuel pump upgrade. And how much did they make on? Bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to figure out that double check. They made about 513 wheel horsepower on. Let me see if I have a graph here somewhere. Okay. All right. So I guess this is the run right here. They made 518 wheel horsepower on stock injectors, high pressure fuel pump, stock turbos, just the low pressure fuel pump and downpipes. And they made 518 on E30 mix, which is I'm currently tuned on, right? And they made 482 on 93 pump. Now, so you guys can just know a little bit better with numbers, you should only be making, depending on those modifications, on the stock air to water, you're gonna be making about 430, maybe 450, 455, maybe 460 if it's really healthy and the car's really healthy. And the car's just doing its thing. About I'll say 420. I'll say 430 to 460, right? On 93. And on E30, the most you're really gonna make is like 480. Right here, their upgraded air-to-air kit made 518, and they are in the southern Florida. So places like where we live in New York City, where we're close to to the coast, sea level, you're probably going to see slightly higher wheel horsepower because of our air is just usually better, and we don't have as much hot temps. So what Hussein told me was two things. He said number one was the air charge was a lot more consistent. Remember, the more pulls you do, the hotter the coolant gets. But with the air to air kit, he stated that the charger temps were a lot more consistent after a numerous amount of pulls, which means you don't have to make so much aggressive changes to the tuning. Two, he said it honestly, from what he theoretically believes, it flows better. Literally, the air flows better. Now, the way that the stock system is designed, maybe I can find it on Bonnie and Clyde's website of the stock system. Let's use this photo right here. Um, it comes right off the turbocharger, goes right in immediately right into the air to water intercoolers, which is our only single pass, and it goes right into the intake manifold into the motor. So it has only that threshold amount of space to cool down that charger temp as fast as possible. Now, shout out to Drop Air LLC. They designed their triple pass air to water intercoolers, which should actually increase the efficiency. There was some information out there, but there's just not enough information or people out there with these units to know how if they would compare to an air to air intercooler kit. But we're not really speaking about them. But I just wanted to include them so that you guys can know the other options out there, right? From what they're telling me, theoretically, because it flows a lot better and the air gets don't have as much restriction, but it also gets the cooling effect of it being air to air kit, and also it just flows better, and the efficiency is there. Honestly, I think it's probably more on the efficiency side than so much the restriction side. Honestly, that's just my opinion. Theoretically, I'm just thinking in my head, but I could be completely wrong because I'm just some random dude that you know off YouTube. So now that you guys know that and everything like that, let's stop. We're still not finished here. I want to still screen share back to VPF tuning here. The reason being is I want to screen share it is this, right? Because now you guys know information, right? Matter of fact, I was supposed to show you guys something else. Bear with me. Now, another video came out recently with over the weekend. Shout out to Admin Tuning Monsef. Now, he's a great tuner for the VQ platform, and he did a video showing that the Stillin supercharger kit. Most of you guys already know your VQ, your Infinity guys. You know that most people put the Stillin supercharger kit on the VQs, right? And I made a funny video that years ago saying that is very inefficient. You're only making like 400 wheel horsepower from that kit. And what he found out was that's actually true because it's been known in this platform in the last 5 years that going air to air on the supercharger kit is super beneficial. And I just want to show you guys a little dyno graph that he has here. Not a little dyno graph, a dyno graph he has here of literally just showing this on the difference coming from an air to water in the cooler kit to an air to air. Bear with me. I'm gonna include that right now. One, two, one, two, three. Bang. All right, boom, we're here. Now, shout out to Admin Tuning. Definitely check out his YouTube channel. Definitely, I've shot a video with him some years back, and he gave so much great information. But my YouTube channel was a lot smaller at that time, so I get it. It is what it is. And people, y'all don't like the technical stuff. Y'all want to see races and stuff. No, I want you guys to choose the best components for your cars. So you see two dynographs here. You have one dynograph that says 376. That is on that stock air to water, still in the cooler that comes from their packaging, right? And the car made 376. The same day they changed over to Soho Motorsports, shout out to Soho, air to water kit, right? I mean air to air kit. Literally installed it, went to go tune it, boom, the car gained 150 more wheel horsepower just on coming from the air to water to air. Now, we could still sit there and say theoretically the same thing. It could come down to flow because the manifold, air to water manifold is super small. There's not much I would say space for the air to be so there's not enough space within the intake manifold to cool down the charger temp fastly and efficiently. This is just not efficient. So air to air, boom, 514 from 376. Same fuel, same modification, same day. Boom. So theoretically, we're thinking here, wow, why didn't we just come out with this stuff a lot like sooner? Here's why. Because people were scared. People didn't know, people didn't understand. These big companies sometimes they don't really want to go into that or maybe the tuning have gotten better too. But you know what? I think this air to air kits seems like they're going to be a game changer, especially that we have these two companies, Elite Performance TX and Bonnie and Clyde coming out with their kits for the platform. Now, I will include this one part. I hope Elite or even VFP Tuning, though BPF Tuning, don't beat me up about this. But I'm being honest because I'm the end user. I want to get some more power out of my Q60. So my questions honestly would be, from what I've been reading, that the air to air kit from VPF Tuning is going to be $4,500. Now, I will assume this is a larger core one, and compared to their smaller core one. Let me just briefly show you what I'm speaking about because it would make sense for me to do so. Now, bear with me. I'm still learning this. Tap in with me. Also, guys, hit that like button right now. Come on, man. I've just been talking for 15 minutes, trying to show you guys where to throw your money at and, in my honest opinion, what it is. All right. So, this is their smaller kit right here, right? It has a smaller core, two in, two out, on the Q50, right? And then the larger one is the one that they have on the Q60. Let me see if there's a better photo of the one that they have on the Q60 so you guys could know exactly what I'm talking about. Bop, bop, bop. 1 second. Okay, I guess it's not here. All right, I'll just show the video then because he has the video when they're dynoing. We'll use this video, this one. You see how large that core is? That's a large, a very big core right there for the air to air. All right, boom. Um, what I'm saying is this, right? For $4,500, isn't that a little bit far stretch to actually purchase? Hear me out. Um, at the end of the day, I'm not a welder. I don't run this type of businesses, so I'm very happy for them. I'm happy that the support is coming out there. And when you're the first out, you can set the price, right? But $4,500 in the Q50, Q60 platform is a stretch. People could go buy pure turbos for that price. I mean, do you guys want to gain a 40 to 50 wheel horsepower on your stock, on your specific fuel? Or is this a modification you do after you do your pures and you got the car finally dialed in, and then now you throw out another $4,500 for air to air, you know? That's $10,000 just for turbos and air to air kit. That's just a core. I think that price is probably going to come down in soon in the future because Bonnie and Clyde is going to try to make that for probably half or a quarter of the price, depending on the cores they use for the air to air. Now, at the end of the day, how efficient will it be? Well, Bonnie and Clyde dynos theirs on E30 and made 518. So at the end of the day, quality over quantity. I'm not saying that Bonnie and Clyde doesn't have great quality products. I know that they're literally testing it as we speak and getting it done, and they're gonna start finishing everything up and give us a nice package kit. Elite makes some really good. It looks great. Right out the box, the way they have it done, it looks amazing. I love how it looks, but can you bring down that price a little bit? Because Q50, Q60 owners, we still are on a budget, and $4,500 is definitely a huge stretch for what we want to do. Also, I want to quickly check what the Soho Motorsports air to air kit would actually cost. Give me 1 second. See if is it actually discontinued. No, their air to air kit. No, let me see what their air to air kit is. I want to see how much their air to air kit costs and see if they even just sell it alone by itself. Bear with me, guys. Still tapping with me. So their air to air kit for the 370Z looks like it's $2,000. That's what I'm seeing here. Is it 2,000? Do I have to go to the bottom? Seems like it's $2,000. Someone correct me in the chat, let me know. Just tap in below. But it seems like I want to make sure I'm saying the right information because if I'm not saying the right thing, you guys are gonna get pissed off and beat me up. And no, I want to give you guys, come on, 1 second. All right. So the Soho Motorsports air to air kit. I want to show you. Boom, boom, boom. Share screen. Yeah, the Soho Motorsports one is $2,800. So for you to go air to air on your still in supercharged kit, it's gonna be $2,800. That's how much they placed for it. And to gain 150 horsepower just going air to air from getting rid of the still and manifold is a huge bonus. And I think a lot of people would actually really love that. Now, once again, I'm going to still poke my fun and say, yo, can this be done because someone already did it for you? Or can this be done with any other treadstone or any other one in, one out intercooler system, and you just have a welder put in their own brackets? I mean, that's not going to be, it's more of a home DIY project. But at the end of the day, when you have a company that takes their time, puts R&D into something, and they give you the results, shout out to AMS Performance, because they do that, and AAM Competition. I still respect companies that do that. Sometimes you just want the finalized product and know that it's going to perform. And that's exactly what you get here with these different companies, honestly. So, in my honest opinion, from talking to a tuner, from speaking to Bonnie and Clyde, and seeing what VPF VPF Tuning is doing with Elite Performance Texas, it seems like, and also finally Admin Tuning, which showed us some actual dyno results just on a different type of platform, but you can see that how much more it will be successful to it. So outside of that, guys, you already know what to do. Definitely tap in with those links below. Also on top of that, hit the like button if you already didn't do that, because I try to make the video as informational as possible. Hopefully, I didn't ramble too much. You know what to do. Contact me at boostinmotion on IG, Facebook, and boostinmotion on gmail.com. Otherwise than that, guys, you have a good morning, good afternoon, good night. Thank you. Appreciate it. You have a good day. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also, on top of that, if you want to purchase some Boost in Motion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.